In speaking to the families concerned over the past few days, their reactions to the intention to publish this story have ranged from un-Australian to incredibly insensitive, and words I will not repeat in this forum. All three families have expressed their disgust that a newspaper would seek to make a story of these issues. Publication today is particularly insensitive, given two of the families are trying to deal with the first anniversary of their loved one's death. The articles published this morning did not prompt a serious investigations as the reports or the articles suggest. The issue of the orientation of caskets was raised in mid-2011 and is the subject of an Inspector General Australian Defence Force inquiry initiated in January 2012. However, I felt so strongly about the allegations being made and the potential to cause undue distress to the soldiers' families and members of the ADF that I ensured that the Department's response to the journalists' questions last week were drawn from the inquiry outcomes to date and that they were quite detailed. I spoke to the journalist at length on 2 occasions, and I also spoke to the paper's editor yesterday in an effort to ensure that the facts were accurately reflected in the story. Defence photographic records show that on 3 occasions, once in 2008 and twice in 2011, that caskets were used incorrectly during the initial part of the return journey from Afghanistan. In 2 instances, the orientation of the caskets was corrected when the remains were transferred to mortuary facilities in the Middle East, and in the 3rd case, the error was reverently corrected before departing Al Minhad Air Base in the UAE. Let me make it very clear that all inquiries to date have shown that the bodies were treated with the utmost respect and dignity. Importantly, the evidence to date indicates that the bodies were correctly oriented in the caskets at all times. Statements from the Australian Defence Force personnel who escorted and cared for these men on their return journey support this. Further, for continuity purposes, Defence authorities conduct a physical check of the human remains at each point of transfer during the repatriation. This involves opening the casket to reconfirm identity. Let me make it very clear again that at no time during these procedures has a misalignment of the bodies been identified, and at no time since 2008 has Defence received any advice from Australian coronial authorities to indicate the bodies of ADF members were transported incorrectly. This is supported by ADF medical officers who have attended the autopsies of all ADF members killed in Afghanistan since 2008. Medical experts have advised me that physical evidence would have been present if the bodies were not transported correctly. The cause of the incorrect orientation of the caskets on these 3 occasions is, as I said, subject to an inquiry by the Inspector General ADF. As one family member put it, it was an honest mistake that was quickly corrected. Clear guidance on the correct use of caskets has been issued, and I will keep you and the government informed of this matter.